In this video, I want to break down how I'm making $100,000 plus in just 7 days using a 45-minute webinar presentation structure. So what I want to do is break down that process for you right now, starting with the first part that obviously is important. We got to get eyeballs. We got to get attendees to our webinars is the traffic. Like, how do I generate traffic? How do I get my largest webinar to date, 1,900 registrations for my live webinar presentations. And so my favorite way to do that, there's a lot of ways to do it. You can run ads, etc. My favorite way to do it has been to leverage other people's audiences to fill my webinar. Some people call this a joint venture or an affiliate relationship or promotional partners. There are people out there. There are networks that you can join, even if you're just getting started, to collaborate with people, to share traffic, to get on your podcasts, and yes, to promote your webinars. And so one of my biggest growth engines, my biggest growth engine in my online journey of now 10 plus years, I've added over 30,000 subscribers off the back of JV partnerships, joint venture, or promotional partnerships with other people. And again, there are networks you can join. I'm a member of many of them. That's one of the best places I've done to find people who can promote me, have been that. And so what I'll usually do to make the 100K plus in 7 days is I'll have a multiple partners promoting the same webinar. So I'm doing one in April coming up soon here. I already have 22 partners slated to promote my webinar. And the result of that should be close to 2,000 registrations or so. Now for you, maybe you only find a couple partners or two, but how awesome would it be for you to host a live presentation on a Zoom or something like that and have 2 or 3 people supporting you to the point where you have 100 new leads looking at your offers and getting on your email list, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm a big fan of this strategy. It takes a little bit of work. Obviously, you need to find people and find relationships, but there are directories and networks out there if you're in health, wealth, business, speaker, author, whatever, that you can join to tap into this sort of resource. And even if you're just starting, I started small, had a very small list, was able to partner with somebody else who had a much bigger list, and that helped blow me up. And then I just kind of kept going from there. And so you're literally, it's kind of cheesy to say, one good partner away from a significant lift in your business. That has been my strategy. That's how I generate most of my traffic for my webinar so I can produce those kind of numbers, in addition to my own email list that I've built and those kind of things. And so that is how I get the eyeballs and the traffic. Multiple partners will send traffic, myself as well, will send traffic to a webinar registration page where they will sign up to attend that event. And then I'll host this event. So I'll host the webinar. Again, 45-minute presentation with some Q&A and all that kind of stuff on the end of it. The big thing there that works the best, obviously, is one, you need to properly frame the opportunity that you're about to share with them. Talk about their desires, difficulties, the discovery you're about to share with them. Then walk them through what I call a roadmap of that new opportunity or that new path for them. And then make an offer that is so good that could help them get to that new opportunity or that new desired outcome that they hadn't seen before. And so your webinar should basically be, it needs to give value, it needs to build trust, but it should be framed around a new opportunity that you're presenting them. And ultimately that is your method or your offer that helps them solve a problem or helps them get to a desire, right? And so that's kind of the key elements of the webinar. So what I sell to make the 100K plus for my webinars is a $2,000 cohort ticket. So I do it twice a year. I do a 6-week cohort where I coach people. They get content. They get to work with me for 6 weeks on a specific topic. In my case, it's webinars. So I'm doing a webinar on how to create a webinar. I've been doing that for years. And so I'm just selling directly from that webinar into a $2,000 thing. And again, I'll have a lot of numbers on there, and that's what allows me to make those 6 figures. Plus, my largest one to date was over 200,000 from a single webinar event. That was like a 7-day period. So we do the webinar, and then afterwards, I'll have a follow-up sequence. So with any sort of marketing campaign, you want to have a good follow-up sequence in place. So I'll usually have a 3 to 5 day follow-up sequence in place with a deadline. That's really key, a deadline to enroll in my $2,000 class. And that deadline produces some urgency because, I close it on a Sunday. I start the class on Monday. So I'm like closing the doors on that class. A lot of people will join in that last 24 hours if you have an effective follow-up sequence. Some people, of course, are going to buy on the webinar, but a lot of people aren't even going to attend the webinar, but they could still buy in the follow-up if you have an effective strategy there. So the combination of partners and collaborators, sending traffic to a presentation where I can come, I can teach, I can give value, I can build trust, and I can make an offer, followed by a email-based and in some cases text-based follow-up sequence before a deadline is working very, very well for me to sell. Again, if you're selling courses, for me, I'm selling a cohort ticket, which is like a small group program. Well, it ends up being fairly large. I'll get, 50 to 100 people on each one. Those are working very, very well. Or you could sell tickets to a workshop, like a 3-day workshop for $500 or $1,000. You need to have, a dialed in sales presentation and a good follow-up sequence with a deadline. That is how I'm doing that on a consistent basis. And if you're listening to this, if you're a coach, consultant, course seller, service professional, you could use a similar strategy to have large influxes of cash into your business using these promotional strategies, partnerships with a webinar, with a deadline, with let's say a $1,000 to $2,000 offer. Could be a workshop, could be a cohort that you sell. I'm a big fan of selling kind of premium workshops and cohorts. That's my favorite thing to sell throughout the year. And it could be for you as well. When people finish that 6-week cohort, some of them will upgrade to other services with me, either another program or hire me as a consultant or a service professional. So there's all kinds of benefits there to doing these classes, not only to sell the ticket up front, but on the back end of that as well. So anyway, just wanted to break that down for you. Again, this videos are for you that I'm making. Hopefully I'm getting through to the right people here. You're a coach, a consultant, a service professional. You got a bit of a business going, but you want to sell more. That's what this channel is all about. Hopefully you found this informative as well. And if you'd like to learn how to create a high converting webinar in about 60 minutes time, I've got a really cool AI tool that's writing the scripts for myself and my clients. You can check out a demonstration of that by clicking the link in the description below. That's it for this video. If you'd like to see more of videos like this, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment below if you have a question, or if you do want to receive that free training, that free demonstration on the AI webinar tool, comment below and I can send that over as well. That's it for now, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.